Alright, so you pick a map. I picked this random spooky, what is this, a Canadian gas station I found on the workshop. But it has pretty okay FPS. When you get inside, it lags a little bit, but you can't ask for everything. But basically, you're going to look at that number in the top left corner, and if that number isn't at least 100, then you're going to want to click disconnect to pick a different map, because that means that that map is not optimized and is not going to work well for this game mode. Unless your computer's kind of a potato, then you're just fucked, I guess. But basically, whatever that number says, once you start playing, you're going to lose about 50 frames once the zombies exist. But anyway, so how to do all these is very self-explanatory. Player spawns, you just boom. Always put at least 7 of these. I'm just gonna put 1 for this video, but the zombie spawns are pretty self-explanatory. If you don't tick any of these, then that means this zombie will always spawn. That means no matter what, no matter if I am all the way over here, that zombie will know he needs to come. He needs to eat my ass. He's gonna spawn. But if you do tick this box, then it's linked to a door. So if I put a zombie, what's in here? Okay, this is an ugly fucking room, but it'll work. So if I put him here and he has flag 1, that means until I buy a door with flag 1, he will never spawn. So what you do is you go door locker, and then so this is pretty self-explanatory. This is doesn't need power. Oh, you can also do this. This is doesn't need power. This is can you buy it and can you keep buying it. This is useful for like elevators and other things around the map. And this is if you want to make Easter egg doors, like things that don't appear as doors but move when you buy doors. If you want to hide things around the map with secret doors that you will not think are doors, that's what this is for. Anyway, so this is the price. This is the flag it corresponds to. But this okay. So if this is not checked, then that means that buying this door will do literally nothing other than move that prop. If you check this, it will move all other doors with this flag, and it will set the zombies with this flag to spawn. So this door is going to be 1 point. So now when you spawn in here, if you buy this door, then this zombie is going to spawn. So I'll put a non-flag one here for proof of concept. You can just chill there. Alright, so that's that. The special spawns is the exact same thing, but that is for dogs, the boss, and who's who. So, and these should never be in barricades unless you want them to be, but generally don't do that. But I'm gonna just put one right here, and one in here. This map is also a clusterfuck, but that's just because I picked a shitty map. But it works fine. Anyway, so the box is very self-explanatory. You just there's no room for a box in here in the corner. So if you don't tick this, that means that at the start of the game, this box will not exist. So if this is the only spawn point on the map, you will have no mystery box. Essentially, the box has to move at least once before this is activated. Now, if you tick this, that means this can be the first spawn. If all your boxes have this ticked, it will pick from any of them. Alright. This is also self-explanatory. Don't pay attention to my giant list of weapons for some reason. But I think these are pretty easy to use, so I'm going to just pick let's put this because this gun is really funny. It's going to be 2 points. Does this have a world model? Hell yeah, it does. Alright, so then you press E on that, you'll buy it. Now, something important to note. You have to, if you use TFA weapons on the wall, you have to spawn with a TFA weapon or it will not work. You will not be able to reload or grab guns off the wall. Anyway, perk machines are pretty self-explanatory. You just lag. Here you go. There's a perk machine there now. And players cannot move these, but you can actually jiggle these around. You can put them on stupid angles like this. Okay, invisible blocks. So you don't want your players going where the zombies can't get. Like if your zombies are stupid and don't want to go up here, then you got to put some invisible blocks or something to get people from getting up here. It takes a lot of testing to figure out where players can and cannot get to, but it's important to do. But these are all invisible blocks you can put. There are small ones, like this is my most used one. There are massive ones, like that one, which is gigantic. Avoid using these. We're going to use the other thing in a second to explain better, but these should only be used if you cannot use the thing I'm about to show you. So this is the invisible wall creator, so you click a spot on the, oh my god, okay, this light is a disaster. Oh, the pressure has gone low. So where's our less garbage light? You know, I'm going to go outside. Okay, so you click, and then it draws a box. This is the X and Y coordinates, and you click again, and then you do up and down. If you make these into the sky, that's fine. That doesn't lag the game or anything. It just puts them into the sky. And then you right click to finish them. There's, come on. Are you left click to finish them? I might be. I'm stupid. So that is now a wall. You cannot pass through that. Zombies cannot pass through that. This is just a wall. Now, if you make the wall extremely thin, like that, and then you make it not an inch tall, you can actually shoot through this because it's really thin. You cannot shoot through thicker ones. So this one you cannot shoot through. This one you can shoot through. Damage walls are the same thing, but they hurt you. This is useful if you don't want the players to stay in an area for a long time. So this is how much damage it does. That's how often it damages them. And then this is only important if you have a system set up where they can buy something to stop this kind of damage. So if you make it radiation, and I stand in it. See, yeah, see, you start dying. The Easter egg placer is also very. You just put wood dolls, and if you click all three of these, you get a song. But the add-on is apparently kind of fucked right now. I don't know about that, but I'm not gonna touch this. All right, map settings. This is very important. So starting weapon. Remember, if you have TFA weapons, you have to have a TFA weapon as your spawn weapon. So let's see, what's a good spawn weapon? You know, I don't see why. Actually, that's not a TFA weapon. Never mind. Where is? Aha. We're just gonna spawn with a Harkonnen because we can, and it's a TFA weapon. Starting points can be whatever you want. I'm gonna just do that. This is where the song would go if you have a song. This is if you have a map script. I'm not gonna describe that. I don't know if anyone actually writes these. This I've also never used. This is if you really want to use things from other game modes that aren't props. This is the special round zombies, which the spiders aren't on here, but they exist. But we didn't add them to this yet. There's the boss. So that's all that crap. And whenever you make a change, make sure you hit submit. Now, but don't do this before you do this, or you're going to have the biggest lag of your life. So when you first load a map, this is every single swept you have on your Gmod, and that's probably a lot of sweps. So you immediately just do this. They are gone. And then you can add them one at a time. So if you click this, it will do your entire weapons list, and then your game will get 2 FPS and you will suffer. The better way to do it is to do category. See, this is much less laggy. And then pick the category you want and then sort through them. So if I want, let's see, the wonder weapons at all. See, now they're all in the list. Now, 10 is the most common, 1 is the rarest. And you can actually go above 10, up to 99 in my experience, but there's no reason to do that. But anyway, and if you click the minus, so the first time you click minus is also important. It reorders the entire box, like it changes where the things are. I don't know why it does that, but it does. So be wary of that. But then the second time and third time, it will not do that. So you just put, random numbers in here for 23. Goddamn. Try not to go over 10, but you can if you want. Like if you want one open to come up all the time, you're allowed to do that. So that's how the box works. You can also remove all from a category or do it based on prefix. Like this would add all of the Dead Space contact beams. This adds all the Black Ops 3 weapons. This adds all the Gears of War draconic weapons, etc. The Wonder Fizz perks, if you're like me and you think that Tombstone is just a crime against humanity, you can just turn that shit off. I did fix it, but I still don't like it. If you think who's also a crime against humanity, you can also turn that shit off. And then it will not appear in the Wonder Fizz. Or if you don't want perks to appear in the Wonder Fizz and you'd have to buy them, you can also use it for that. So you click submit, your game's going to lag. You're going to sit here and you're going to crack your knuckles like you're pack-a-punching. It's going to unlag. So that's pretty much it for the map settings. This is very self-explanatory. You see a prop you don't like, you just... Okay, that's not a prop. I need a prop. Are you a prop? Hell yeah. You click that and see it says mark prop physics for removal. And it will get this red tint. You click it again, it'll go away. That's pretty simple. Like you see this beer? Okay, the beer's not a prop, never mind. Alright, and then, alright, now for the Navmesh. So, the Navmesh, you can click generate and it will do the entire map. And it will also restart your server and it will take a year. Now, that's the easiest way to do it, but not the best. Because if you do that, then what it's going to do is it's going to put nav meshes all the way over here and anywhere that's a walkable area. Like, see this roof? This is solid, so it's going to think you want the zombies to walk up here. You probably don't, unless you want them to spawn up here and jump down, but you get what I'm saying. Anywhere that's solid, it will attempt to make a nav mesh. You don't know. Sick. Anyway, so I never do that. You can do that for it to be simpler, but I avoid doing that. Instead, what you can do is you can, oh, wait, I have lost, there we go. So the other thing you can do is you can make it by hand first, and then you can click Analyze, and it will read your nav mesh back into the map, and then you will be able to just use that instead of the one it gives you. And as far as actually making it, so I always have this set to 1. You can make it less if you want to be more precise, but the zombies work better when you have it to 1 because the zombies are chonky boys and they don't like tight spaces. So you put this to 1, and then you go to one of these options and you start nav meshing. For making the nav mesh, now you have all that shit ready. And also, if you can't see it, you type nav edit 1 in console. I already have it turned on, so I don't need that, but type that. If you don't want to see it, then type nav edit 0. And then what these do, so I'll go over them. So create is, well, it creates a nav mesh. So if you want the zombies to walk in between the counter, you make a box. It's very similar to the walls, but it has the, it goes in and out because I have the preset to have it skip a block. And you don't want these to be big because whenever a zombie's in a nav mesh, it will think it's in the same place. So for example, if you are standing here versus here, according to the zombie, you are in the exact same place. It doesn't mean they will get stuck, but they will sometimes get confused. So this is fine. Like, the one this big isn't a problem. But if you were to go out here and just be like, that's a good nav mesh, you're lying to yourself. And then for connect, so I'm going to make a second one right next to this. You can use to walk in there, Mr. Zombie. And you're going to want to, oh, and for this, it's the same controls as the walls. So you left click, drag, what I said left click, drag, right click, finish. Anyway, so you go connect, and then you're going to want to press reload, and then left click, reload, left click. See these show when you highlight the other one, that means they're connected. I never use this, it exists, but I don't use this. I don't even know what it does. It kind of makes an angled type of nav mesh. Like if you wanted to have them climb on the table, it might help you out, but there are other ways to do that. And in my experience, this for some reason makes them get confused more often. I don't know why, but it does. This is if you want to set your own function. If you want to combine some of them, you can set multiple functions into one. I do use that occasionally. So like if you click the primary fire, like this is the left click into one of these, it will do that, and so forth. Delete is self-explanatory. You saw me do it outside. You just don't want that anymore, so boom, it's gone now. Edit. You can use this to fix your giant nav mesh problem. So if you do a crime and you make a big one, and you want to fix the big one without just deleting it, then you can left mouse button and that will split it. So what was once a giant one is now perfectly acceptable. And the white line is, the right click is to merge them. Now this isn't doing anything. You have to reload, right click. This is now one box. So that works. Ladder, this just doesn't work for me. I don't know if I'm using it wrong, but this has never worked for me. But also the zombies just don't like ladders, so don't use ladders. Don't do it. And then splice is really useful for stairs. So there's no stairs on this map as far as I know. Wait, is there stairs? Oh, okay, there's small stairs. This will work. Okay, so create area. This is fucking dark. So you make one here, and you make one here. So if you just connect these like this, the zombies will try and jump like a bunch of cicadas trying to get up these stairs, and it will take them a year. And it will look really stupid the whole time it's happening. Instead, what you can do is click splice, click R on one of them, and then left click on the other, and you get this nice angled box thing that they will walk up. They will just walk up this instead of jumping. So if the steps are really big, then they can get stuck. But if the steps are that big, you have other problems. So that's pretty much it for the Navmesh. You want to do this for the entire map. There is nav locking, which essentially you can pair a door to a Navmesh and put some of this crap and do and the way you should also set the ohms for this is also important for the Navmesh part of the tutorial. You want to set them up like this, because you don't want zombies that are already, like, let's say this is where the zombies come from. You don't want them on this side trying to break back into their spawn. That is counterproductive. So when you connect these, if you just click reload, left click, that means they can only walk from this block to this block. That means they cannot walk from this block back to this block. They can only advance and I guess go back. So then these two are connected, but this one only is here. This one, notice how this block is not highlighted when this is selected. So I'll make this a little bigger, just in case I want to spawn more than one. What are those spooky noises? This is a fucking gas station. Why are there spooky noises? Fuck. Okay, these are all connected. This is and see, it also will tell you the number of connections when you go on a block. See, it says, come on, do the thing. Yeah, two connections, two connections, two connections. And this has 3 because it has this one. So you're gonna spawn. Actually, you know what? Let's do something funny. Let's spawn a necromorph. And this is how you can test things that are bosses. If you don't want to use the spawn test zombie. And see, what the fuck? nZombies slasher. Yeah. Your game's gonna lag when you spawn stuff. Come on. There we go. I hit the barricade. So they're gonna sit there and they're gonna slap that barricade. And it's one that's gonna take a year. And then they're gonna go. Come, you can do it. You can do it. You stupid fuck. You absolute mongoloid. Well, this is a good time to show that some barricades, it's just good to have the jump thing because they'll get stuck otherwise. I don't know why this happens, but go. Boom. See, now he's free. And he's trying to slap me.
Why you bullying me?
Ow. You're making too much noise, so you're going to the shadow room. And Jackal.
I could probably
He is dead now. So that's how barricades work. Generally, if your zombies are getting stuck like he was, then just click this tick for jump animations and put something for them to jump over. Or don't.